Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? This is me, Mudahar, and I'm gonna put on the clown makeup today because we're about to debunk some A. footage. The most convincing A. footage we saw literally last week, a couple days ago. Yeah, last week at this point. Remember the MH370 connection, possibly? That little disappearing plane? Well, it turns out it may not have been disappearing because it seems like the visual effect artists have jumped in and disproven it. Now, before we jump into that, I want to just quickly address something that I saw floating around on the internet. The weird, mysterious, rotating UFO in Argentina. Now, of course, I'm a huge lover of UFO videos. Unfortunately, this is not a video. This is a series of photographs. Now, this was actually recorded in Escorial, Chubut, Argentina. Sorry, El Escorial, Chubut, Argentina. And for anybody that's yelling at my pronunciation of it, well, get ready to yell at me again. Because a local journalist, Calaverita Mateos, actually ended up sharing those images on the internet. And some of these images look like this. Now, you might be like, whoa, who unlocked the Star Fox? What was that one game on the Jaguar? The Cyber Pilot or whatever? It's like, who taught you how to fly? Why does this look like a PlayStation 1, Atari Jaguar, Super Nintendo 3D effects graphic? Well, ladies and gentlemen, because if you actually look into how this is positioned, well, it looks pretty similar to the Calvine photo, which was actually released 30 years later after it was apparently taken. World's clearest UFO photo, it seems. And this one comes from two hikers in the Scottish Highlands. God, I spit on myself, Jesus. And before they sent it out to the tabloids, they gave it to the Ministry of Defense. And I guess they hung on to it for a little while before declassifying it, okay? That's pretty much what it reminded me of. Now, this one was also shared by Neil Goodman, who is a UFO researcher, and this is apparently another shot. This is it rotating apparently vertically. This is like it's spinning vertically. Again, what I find really weird about these photographs is if you've got a photo, why is there no video? You see, this is the thing that I hate about alien footage. This is why I always believe. This is why I always have the skeptic side of me jump up. Because you guys are not recording clear video when literally every smartphone, even if it's the cheapest one imaginable, has the ability to record 4K 120 frames per second video. Shit, some of them can slow-mo record at 240 frames a second. You can see exactly how it spins. Where's the propulsion systems? Where's the smoke? Who knows? Maybe they've got some LK-99 that they managed to cobble together that allows them to levitate off the ground. Who knows, ladies and gentlemen? But what I do know is one of the initial sites that talked about it, the initial journalistic websites from Argentina, gives me an error 404. Página no encontrada. So I can't enter it. There's no cached version available. I wanted to address this because it is genuinely just wild footage. And you can see that it actually shows up unblurred from this situation too. You can see that even on MSN.com, they were sharing, whoa, look at that, these photos are coming around. The photos were sent to me by a local resident who asked not to be identified, meaning they used something like Midjourney, ChatGPT-7, is some AI tool to create this and call it a day. Anyways, I wanted to put that out of the way because that was probably one of the most laughable pieces of evidence that we could laugh at, okay? Yes, that is very fucking fake. That is faker than an average titty in West Hollywood, okay, ladies and gentlemen? Simple as that. Let's go to the real meat and potatoes. Now, last week we looked at this video over here, and this one in specific, the FLIR video of the disappearing airplane. Now, this is a 3-minute and 21-second long video, and obviously I didn't show you the entire video when it started, but to give you a quick grasp of the situation, it showed a jetliner that people believe to be MH370 disappearing like that. Now, of course, before it disappeared, it had a bunch of these balls around it, these circular balls. You can see that they even have trails, too. So it's wild to actually witness how this situation is going out. It's crazy. And there were people who actually did the research on even those trail balls as well. You can see right here from user Space Jungle Boogie, the orbs and airliner videos. Analysis of multi-axial rotation, speed, size. It's huge, okay? So they calculated the interception speed, They basically, pointed out the exact time codes those orbs took position, 2 axis rotations of the jet, and I guess the corresponding balls. They even went out to use rotoscope analysis to actually see how these balls were moving. And based on the size of those balls, ladies and gentlemen, they then decided to actually gauge how large these balls were. That is a human being. That is a space testicle, that's Little Mayo, and that's an aerial jet that was apparently abducted. Allegedly. Allegedly abducted. Oh, but don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, it gets even wilder. We're talking about physics analysis. We're talking about the most analysis imaginable. There is a lot of look into the situation to try to disprove this video. And at this moment in time, it's not just physicists, it's not just people from the military or pilots or, people that have technical expertise. At this moment in time, visual effects artists started to get into this situation. So this is allegedly a VFX effect that was used when the plane was portaling away. So to show you exactly what I'm talking about over here, towards the tail end of the video, we get a little bit of a zoom in to these balls, but also we get a zoom in to when the plane portaled away. So right here, you can see this is when allegedly the plane was teleported. Now, initially, I thought maybe it exploded, maybe something happened, but no, this was literally a teleportation. So we saw one frame, this is the second frame, third frame, and then fourth frame, and then fifth frame, and then the portal is invisible. So 5 frames of an interdimensional portal, allegedly. So now this is where VFX artists started to cross-reference visual effects of explosions from across the internet, okay? Now to understand, this is a degree of insanity that one should never ever jump into. But this shows you the level of energy some people have to either prove UFO existence or disprove. I can make a ton of videos just talking about the disapprovals, the science it takes to go against UFO footage. There's a lot of intelligent people on both sides. And this is a situation where it seems like as time passes, those who are often critical and skeptical usually get the story right. Now, 2 days ago, Icy Slide 7698. Dude, I love these names. The plane's video has visual effects elements used for the portal and is likely a hoax. The effect used is from an old VFX CD-ROM from the 90s, and it can be found on archive.org. Yeah, apparently it's from Pyromania, playing with fire. Visual effects on CD-ROM. I had no actual idea that this was just an entire CD set for people who wanted explosion effects. So again, it's just pages of explosion sprite sheets, some of them being in popular games like Command and Conquer, of course, some of them being, actually they have a list of games Big Explosion just used. They've just got different explosions going around. They've even referenced, it's been in James Bond movies, South Park movies. This is actually just a royalty-free collection, so if you wanted to use this alongside Lucasfilms, Sony Interactive, Fox TV, you can, ladies and gentlemen. So again, they looked at this specific frame, which is why I paused the video right here. So you've got the hole, the rectum of the portal, all right? This is where you go in, apparently. And then you've got this like little weird, nipple on the very edge of it. But if you look at the actual edge, you can see this is a triangle, this is 2 small triangles, and that's 2 shapes I want you to remember, okay? Keep that in the back of your head. So inside Pyromania Pro 1997, there was apparently an explosion called Shock VW, which I didn't know that this was a royalty-free effect used in Star Wars, RoboCop, Beetlejuice, and Addams Family. This is entirely new information to me. Now, this effect I wanted you to remember in your head, okay? Now, this is a game known as Killing Time 3DO. Now, for, record's sake, this is a video uploaded by Jimmy Q Balls, okay? February 20, 2016, okay? So again, 7 years ago. Now, obviously, some could say, oh, this is a little bit after, the Malaysian, the alleged plane disappearance footage. Now, I want to remind you, these are 2 entirely separate channels covering 2 entirely separate pieces of media, okay? Now, for anybody that doesn't know what Killing Time is, I think Killing Time is an old school boomer shooter that's like a puzzle-oriented title. On Steam, you can buy it for like $11. And of course, you can see that it's got, classic, brilliant 1990s CDS graphics. You've got some Egyptian inspiration, and you've got clowns, okay? So maybe I might actually buy it because of how outlandish it is. Now, at exactly 58 minutes into these full 1 hour long playthrough, I guess it must have been a pretty short game. So towards the end of this section, when this explosion happens, you already have seen the graphic, okay? So again, if one just goes frame by frame into the CGI animation, one will see exactly at this frame, this is the image we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. So you see that little nip here? In fact, let me put it side by side for you all. Now, side by side, you all can see that we've got this triangle, we've got the two smaller triangles right over here, and we've got the nipple, we've got the explosion effect going on, and there might be parts of this effect that have been slightly edited, but this looks incredibly close for comfort. Now, obviously, there has been editing in regards to color transitions, making this look as part of flare footage. But this is where it seems that this explosion effect has come from. You can even see that beyond this triangle up towards the top, you can see these two little, I guess you could say, hedges, this moon, and it's kind of reflected into, again, resolutions, some blurring, a lot of modifications have been added. But this is ultimately where it seems like the research ends. Yes, leave it to a bunch of VFX artists, leave it to a bunch of really, really terminally online individuals like me to end up finding the patterns, because some people are just really good at seeing patterns. That's all I'm really going to say. Ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much where the debunking of this video has come into. Now again, there has still been debate in this situation as well too. One day ago, Free Thinking Girl said the VFX effect used to debunk was likely edited. The actual unedited VFX frame is this one. So there is still a bit of delay on this situation, still a bit of debate on whether this visual effect was downloaded and put into flare footage to help fake a plane teleportation. And this is where I'm going to end the video on, okay? I think at this moment in time, things have been severely debunked. What we have witnessed is probably one of the most convincing and hotly debated pieces of UFO media floating around. Tons of people talked about it. There have been not one, but at least 3 articles deciding to spread, fact-checking on this situation too. None of those sites had fact-checked this hard. So again, like a lot of these situations, what I'm really trying to get at is keep an open mind, but also be open to facts. Be open to new information as well too. A lot of people sat down wanting to believe this shit was real, when in reality, it seems like it was just really well done edited footage. And you know what? That was footage from 2014. So just imagine how wild shit is gonna get once we hit the age of proper AI-generated video. Nothing is going to be believable, and your fact-checking powers are going to require more effort than you can imagine. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, one of the perks, one of the pillars of this channel is, trying to debunk scams, trying to debunk, misinformation. This was misinformation, and I think thoroughly we can stamp disapproval on it, and hopefully keep an open mind towards something that may be real down the road. But for now, let's nip this one in the ass, okay? And if you're still thinking about the Argentina UFO, it's not real, Lois. It's not. Anyways, this is me, Mutahar, and I'm out.